Hello. So today we're gonna do a interesting reading, or at least for me, because I've not done this type of readings before, but I'm really excited about it and what comes out. So the theme of this fucking mushroom, I'm gonna put it you like this. The theme of today's reading is what's happening for you the coming 7 to 10 days. The next 7 to 10 days, what the fuck is happening for you, right? And we got 3 stones selected here for you for different piles. And I just want to say that this is a timeless reading, so this next 7 and 10 days from when you are watching the video right now, okay? So from the time you're seeing this video and the next 7 to 10 days. Are you ready to pick your piles? Cool. Okay. Before we start, I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Settle into your body. Like, allow yourself to drop in, like fall back into your body. And as you're taking those deep breaths, I want you to start tuning into your internal space. How does it feel to be inside of you, right? And I want you to ask yourself, what's coming up for me the next 7 to 10 days? What's happening in my life the next 7 to 10 days? When you're ready, open your eyes and let's look at the crystals and stones. For pile number 1, we got the moon kite. For pile number 2, we got this mushroom. I actually don't remember the name of the crystal or stone, but it's a midnight blue type of black blue. It's dark blue with glitter and shaped in a mushroom. Very cool. And we got the citrine for pile number 3. Beautiful. And so let yourself, be pulled towards a pile. Maybe you hear the answer, maybe you see the answer in the eye of your mind. Either way, spend time in your body and your internal space, because that's where you're gonna get the right answer to get you to the right reading. So once you're ready, go to the description box and look at the timestamps. Woo! I'm excited. Let's have fun. Pile number 1. Hello. You chose this moon kite. A cute little stone. Love the color. So I think I'm going to use these decks for you today. Discovering what's happening for you in the next 7. Ooh, I actually want these cards to one of these. Let's begin with one of these. I don't know, but I think like those are really good at like showing themes. So I want to start with one of these. Okay. Let's connect. Let's take a deep breath. Settle in. What's happening for pile number 1 in the upcoming 7 to 10 days? What's going on in their energy? I think we're gonna actually look at it already. 5th house of passion in reverse. Okay. What's happening for pile number 1? in the upcoming 7 to 10 days. What's in their energy fields? What's happening? One there and one here. Oh, I'm gonna show this one to you close up. 5th house, passion, reversed. We got slow and steady. And we got growth. Slow and steady growth. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab one of these. What's happening for pile number 1 in the upcoming 7 to 10 days? We got do not be frustrated. I'm seeing what's popping here. Okay, so what I'm seeing from these cards, we're gonna take the tarot out soon, but let's just talk about these cards, the oracles. So what I'm seeing, feeling is that you've been putting energy to a certain hobby, a certain passion, a certain activity, something. You've been focusing your attention into that. But there is like this sense of frustration, this sense of like, oh fuck, it's not growing the way I want it to be growing. It's not moving at the speed, at the rate that I'm wanting it to be growing at. And I'm seeing that is causing you a certain type of frustration. You know, like things are not moving at the speed I want to. And I've been putting so much attention onto this. I've been like really nurturing, really growing, really like watering this area of my life. And I'm not seeing the results that I want to see. I'm not seeing it. And it's fucking frustrating. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with myself because this is frustrating. Should I quit? Should I not? Ugh. So that's the initial energy I'm seeing here. Let's take some tarot to dive a little bit deeper. I think I'm gonna move these here. Okay. What's happening for pile number 1, the upcoming 7 to 10 days? Like that, okay. Okay, so the first card we pulled is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. But then we also got the King of Pentacles. Loving it. And we got the 8 of Swords. Where do I want to have this one? Let's have it there. I want another one then. Symmetry, please. Okay. We got the Knight of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is that your own perception of how things should be moving or what rate things should be moving at is actually what is keeping you stuck. Like that perception is what's causing your stuckness. And in reality, like well, the Eight of Swords is one of those, you know, like, you are keeping yourself stuck, yourself. Like, there is a escape, or like, the key to the lock is just around your neck, and you just need to like, ooh, and unlock and get the fuck out. But we see this energy of, you know, keeping yourself stuck in a certain mentality. Because this is what this is about. Like, really, this is a thought pattern, a certain belief, a certain perception about reality that is actually keeping you stuck. It's all about perception here. Your perception of your own stuckness, your own perception of your own lack of movement is actually what is keeping you stuck. And that's obviously why we got this card, you know, like, do not be frustrated, let go and feel peaceful. So you need to start looking at this situation with a different perspective in order for it to shift. You need to start playing with different ways of seeing what's going on. Like, okay, for instance, you're feeling things are moving too slow. What if they're moving in the exact right speed? And you're like, I don't know what your reaction to that is as I say that. Everything is moving at the exact right speed. What happens internally? Is your mind saying 1,000 things of like why that's not true? Or are you allowing that thought to sink in? Whatever happens, there is no right or wrong. It's just for observation. So let's play with that belief. Everything is happening at the right time, at the right speed, right? Now, I want you to find 3 ways in which that is actually completely true for you. For instance, maybe if things were moving faster, you know that you wouldn't have the energy to maintain it. For instance, let's say you are a painter and you're wanting to start to sell your paintings, and you've been putting your paintings out there, but nobody's buying. Or your services out there and nobody is buying. You're like, but I've done all of these things and nothing is happening. Why is this not growing? I water this and it's not growing. Maybe truth is that you still have things to learn about marketing, and this process of trial and error is actually teaching you all the things you need in order to become the King of Pentacles, for instance. So maybe what's happened is actually just the right thing for you to learn the things in order to grow it to the level that you want it to. Maybe if you got those sales right now, you would take some things for granted and you would skip over certain steps, and in the long run, you would, like, your tree wouldn't grow as healthy or as big because you weren't put in the position to have to learn everything about how to grow that tree. You kind of grew it half-assed. So it's kind of like whatever is happening right now is happening in the right speed, in the right way, and it's happening right for you in order for you to learn all the things that you're wanting to learn. Play with such things, you know, like shift your perspectives. And that's how you free yourself and actually start feeling peaceful. And let me tell you, in doing that, you're also up leveling. Let's say, I'm kind of feeling like right now you're in a like a page energy. This is a knight, so it's kind of like first comes the page and like the next level is the knight, right? So as you're shifting those, if you put your attention to shifting those perspectives and, you know, seeing how the coming 7 to 10 days, the frustration, the feeling of lack of growth, the lack of movement, if you use the things that are coming up from that and help yourself shift perspectives and see things from a new way of seeing, it's kind of like, I hear like a click, you're like moving, upgrading, and that's gonna help you grow the momentum. It's kind of like your tree grew up to the next level and now things are like moving faster. What I'm hearing when I'm looking at this image is locking yourself out. It's not like anybody locked you out, but you locked yourself out of something, whatever that means right now. Oh, it's kind of like you are leaving yourself out in the cold. I want more information about this. Okay. I'm getting like this sense of you neglecting yourself, or like almost like punishing yourself, like, yo, this is not working, and this is going so bad, and blah 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 blah. And it's kind of like you feeling so disappointed in yourself for not having it figured out yet. It's kind of like this energy of punishing or pushing yourself out of something, freezing yourself out. It's kind of like, you know, when you do like the silence treatment to someone because you're mad at them and you just want them to change. You're kind of doing that thing with yourself. And that is actually reinforcing this energy. See the similarities of, you know, like the black lines? It's kind of like this energy, internal energy, is reinforcing this one. You're keeping yourself locked inside of that for much longer than you actually need to by treating yourself this way. So what we're seeing is that the next 7 and 10 days for you is a real good opportunity to observe how you are treating yourself, to observe how your thoughts affect how you feel and the way you take action. And it's a really good time for you to starting to unlock new thoughts. Those are like right around the corner for you. And what I'm seeing again, like those unlocking those new thoughts by questioning the thoughts that you're currently having is what will create this shift that will allow you move and grow much faster. But you need to let go of the beliefs that things are moving too slow and everything is not happening as it should. Start questioning them. And that's how you come to this energy, to the King of Pentacles. It's kind of like, you see, there is like this movement, like you remember the lockup, the choo. And you see like the doors or like the circles here. It's kind of like you're with this, you're entering a new And as you're in this new space, you're able to build without you judging your own pace. And that's what's gonna bring you even to like a higher level. So, pile number 1, those are the energies that I'm seeing for you. You are in a period of growth, even though internal growth, and also internal growth through external circumstances. That's how we grow, obviously, but those things out here are triggering something, and by looking at it, you will not only grow internally, but also externally in the areas that you're feeling stuck in right now. Like life is giving you the opportunity, so take it. Okay, pile number 1, thank you. That was it for you. If this resonated, comment, like the video, subscribe. I want to have you here and keep reading for you. Okay, mwah. See you around. Pile number 2, hello, you picked this mushroom. Okay, so let's see what you got going for yourself these coming 7 to 10 days. What has pile number 2 coming for them in these next 7 to 10 days? Exploration in reverse. This makes me think straight away of inner exploration, but let's see, let's take some more cards. What is pile number 2 coming for them in the coming 7 to 10 days? What's happening in pile number 2's life the upcoming 7 to 10 days? We got letting go and new beginning. Interesting. Let's see with this one, this cardie. I'm kind of hearing like taking the wheel into a new direction. What's going on for pile number 2 the coming 7 to 10 days? What's happening for my dear pile number 2 the coming 7 to 10 days? Speak out. Oh, did I even show you the cards? Gosh. Speak out, communicate, and solve the conflicts. We've got letting go. We got 9th house of exploration in reverse. And then we got new beginnings. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is, you know, as I said, like steering the wheel to a new direction. But I'm seeing that there is some type of introspection being done, like you spending some time internally, spending some time looking at what it is that you actually want, looking at, you know, the past and the future as to find a way or find like the right direction for you. Like, so, okay, I'm here now, but where do I want to go? What is it that I need to leave behind so I can have space to go towards this new direction in my life? So there's a lot of introspection, or you see a lot of like asking yourself questions, feeling into what it is that you want, playing with different options, with different directions, and just feeling into what it is that you actually want. What is it? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be going? So it's kind of like resolving your own internal conflicts. That's what I'm getting with this. It's kind of like, do you see there's like this lady in the middle, and I know there's not people here, but in my eyes it kind of looks like, you know, the shape, it could be like two ghosts or whatever, but I'm seeing them as some energies. It's kind of like you are like, okay, let's lay it all out on the table. Let's put the cards down on the table, and let's make a decision. So it's kind of like you're checking in with yourself to see like, what is it that I want. As I say, you're asking yourself the questions, and all different parts of you are like, nah, but I think this, nah, but I think this. It's kind of like you just trying to figure out or find out or feel out what direction, what's the right next, like what's the next thing to do? Where are we going? Where do we want to be going? So that's like the overall energy for you here. Let's look into your tarot for a bit. What's coming up for pile number 2, the upcoming 7 to 10 days? What's coming up for tarot, or for tarot? What's coming up for pile number 2, the next 7 to 10 days? I saw one card here that I want. This one. What's happening? What's coming up for pile number 2, becoming the next 7 to 10 days? What's happening? What's popping for them? We want to know what's popping. We got the Knight of Swords in reverse. We got the Devil in reverse. We got the 9 of Pentacles upright. And we got the 7 of Wands in reverse. We got a lot of reversed energy here. So with the Devil card here, when I flipped it over, the energy from this card was like kind of connecting together with this card. And again, the theme of like steering your life into a new direction comes up. But the nuance that I'm getting with this Devil card is kind of like, you know, and also with the letting go, it's kind of like, and this inner conflict being like, there is something you need to leave behind, and that thing that you need to leave behind is kind of like, there's this energy of like, for one part wanting to stay with that, but also for another part wanting to leave it and do something new and, you know, take this new direction. I guess that's why you're also speaking out, communicating, and solving those inner conflicts that you're having. That's why you're spending so much time internally, you know, and that's why we got so many reverse too, because in order for you to leave or move on from whatever it is that you are needing to leave and move on from, you need to start looking at what those, like, you know, if there is actually one part that is like, no, but I want to stay in this, you need to look at what is it that is what is it that is wanting to, why am I wanting to stay in this dynamic? What is attracting me to wanting to stay in this dynamic? And as you look into those things, you're able to kind of like, if there's like, I'm seeing like a big knot, and it's kind of like you're pulling the knot out one at a time. And soon, after spending, you know, that time internally questioning and looking and resolving conflict, seeing what's actually your best interest, seeing what's keeping you stuck in a certain situation that you don't want to be stuck in, you're able to kind of like, you see, take the knots out. I don't know if you see, but it's kind of like they're like bondaged, and you're like kind of like taking the knots out and releasing yourself. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, if we look at this, a boat, and there are knots, you're kind of like taking the knots away so that the boat can actually move forward, move on, take its new direction instead of staying stuck here. I'm seeing like an energy that is keeping you stuck, you know, here in the thing that you want to be moving from. It's kind of like this thing of like, how can I put it into words? What if this is the best I'll ever have? That type of energy. What if this is the best I'll ever have? What if I'm leaving behind things that are actually what's holding me up right now? What if me leaving all of those things or people or a job or whatever it may be, what if I leave, will I be stable if I leave that thing? Will I be able to support myself? Will I be able to stand on my 2 feet? So there's that fear of like, will I be able to stand on my own 2 feet? Will my stability fall? Will I fall through the cracks of the floor? Am I actually taking myself out of my dreams by moving away from this dynamic that's not actually really feeling real good to me? So that's kind of like this energy that is holding you back. And I'm kind of seeing this energy as, you know, the elastic band. This is kind of like an elastic band that is holding you back, and now it's like being pulled because of this dynamic, you know, ooh, I don't know what the fuck will happen if I release this band. Like, what happens when I release all the knots? When I release all the knots, what will happen with this? Well, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of forward movement. You know, it's gonna go fast. You know, if you imagine a band that's being pulled and suddenly it goes loose, it's just like, right? But in order for that elastic band to loosen, those knots that need to be untied or whatever, And that dynamic, what is keeping you in this dynamic? What is attracting you about this dynamic? What is making you, what perceptions are keeping you here? What is making you not able to move on? What energies, internal energies, are keeping you stuck? And this is a good point to begin. I actually see you taking the first step towards that during those 7 to 10 days. A step that requires bravery. I mean, there are mixed energies here. There's still, you know, that holding back. You haven't like fully untied yourself. You will not fully untie yourself during these 7 and 10 days. But you're certainly making one step, a big step, that it's on the right way. It's kind of like you're taking the knot, and it's one big piece of the knot, like a difficult part of the knot, let's say. And you're still feeling, you know, that pull that is keeping you here, but it's kind of like you've made a decision to, okay, I know that there's something keeping me here, but I'm deciding that I'm wanting to move here. And you're taking a certain action to show yourself that you mean this change. You're like, I mean what I'm saying. This is where I want to be moving. And so you take that action. Especially after assessing and feeling into those things. I'm kind of like seeing that this is something happening at the end of these 7 to 10 days. So like the beginning of the 7 to 10 days is a lot of introspection. Yeah, this feels more like an internal decision, actually. I think you're backing it up with a certain external action, but the internal decision, that's the big thing. Like, okay, you've been here. When you're spending time internally, you're sorting things out, you're understanding certain dynamics, and by going through and looking at, you know, okay, so like even like writing things out on paper, like pros and cons of this, pros and cons of moving on, pros and cons of la la la. It's kind of like you're kind of like building yourself up to be able to make that decision. And at the end of these 7 to 10 days, you're gonna make that decision to take this path, to move on. And that's when the real work of untying the knots kicks in. Because first it's going to be about, you know, what is the right thing for me to do? Okay, I know that this is the right thing. And after that begins the untying of the knots. And once you untie yourself, fast movement forward. The ship is gonna like, oh, I'm leaving. I'm going out to a new adventure. Yes, bitches. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna learn so much. We're gonna explore. Something completely new. Yeah, something completely new. Like once you are done with this, you're going to a new direction. Something completely new. A whole new world. Things you've not seen, experienced before. It's certainly like an exploration. So that's what I see for you, pile number 2. Remember that, yes, this can be frustrating, but sometimes, you know, in this frustration, in the things that are keeping us stuck, there is gold in that. There is gold in us actually looking at it. And yes, it's difficult in the moment, but in the long run, it's fucking worth it. So the internal job and the internal introspection you're doing now is going to serve you for the future. It's building your future. It's giving you that new direction. And things might feel a little bit unstable as you're making this shift. but know that the stability that you're gonna have after you make this shift is gonna be much greater and much more satisfying than the one that you are holding on to now. It's gonna feel much more fulfilling. Like right now, yes, the things that you have, they feel good. Like, of course, it's scary to leave them behind because you're getting certain things out of it, but you also know that there are so many more things that you desire to experience, that you desire to have, that, yeah, that you want for your life that you're not having in this current experience right now. And that's why you're shifting gears, shifting direction. And there, when we shift that direction, there's gonna be a gap. You see, like there is a gap here. Okay, ooh, this is where you're now, and you're like making the decision to jump. And fine, I'll meet this gap. Let's see what happens. It's scary. It feels like a risk, but I'm making the decision that this is what I'm gonna do. So pile number 2, you got this. If this message resonated with you, please leave a comment telling me about the thing that resonated. Like, subscribe. I should write a song about that. Like, subscribe. I don't know. It sounded good in my tongue, in my mouth, in my brain. Either way, pile number 2. I'm honored to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm sending you tons of love on your journey. Mwah. What up, what up, what up? Pile number 3, you picked the citrine. So let's check into what it is that you have coming up for you in the next 7 to 10 days, shall we? Couple of deep breaths, tuning into the energy, into our bodies. What's going on with pile number 3 in the coming 7 to 10 days? What's coming? What's happening with my pile number 3? This one wants to come out too. So we got collaborate, Aquarius, and we also got solar flares, activate. Which is interesting because this activate energy is, I'm really feeling it with the citrine. The citrine is a very like energetic, like it fills you up with energy. It fuels you, it gives you energy. It's like the sunshine. Let's see. What's popping for my dear pile number 3 this upcoming 7 to 10 days? What's happening for them? Can we get some information on what's popping for these people? We got struggle. What's popping for my dear pile number 3? We got discernment. Discernment about how you use your energy. That's what I got. Let's take one of those. What's happening in the upcoming 7 to 10 days for my dear pile number 3? Balanced life. Yeah, so we spoke about discernment with how you use your energy, right? And I'm seeing this energy, like discernment how you use your energy when it comes to other people. these coming 7 and 10 days, it's kind of like it's wanting you to it's trying to show you, it's trying to teach you, it's trying to show you, it's trying to, there are lessons surrounding the surrounding how you use your energy when it comes to other people. The energies of give and take. Are you giving more than you are getting? Are you giving to the point of exhaustion? Do you actually have the energy to offer those things to people? Are you a people pleaser? Needing to say yes, yes, yes? Well, what's happening these coming 7 to 10 days is that you're being asked to look at these dynamics, and you're being asked to actually start taking care of your own energy and actually start making decisions about how you want to use that energy and where you want to put that energy, rather than just giving it away to people or things or events or whatever, just like that. It's kind of like you're being put against the wall, and it's like, well, I mean, it doesn't make sense the way I'm gonna explain it, but it's kind of it's kind of like you're being put to the wall and like, do you really have energy for this? And you know, if you say yes and you don't have energy for this, well, backlash, motherfucker. That's type of the energy I'm seeing here. So yeah, there's gonna be it's a struggle in, you know, like learning how to make those decisions of how the fuck do I know if I have really the energy for this or not? And when I don't have the energy for those things, how do I say no? How do I choose myself? How do I choose what's best for me? How do I keep myself balanced? How do I keep my energy in check? How do I make sure that my cup is filled up without just giving away my water to everybody else, but me being emptied out of it? What do I need to fill my cup? What do I need to feel my own energy? So those are the main energies you're playing with. Let's look at your tarot cards and see what else we're gonna see here. What else? So what's popping for my pile number 3 this coming 7 to 10 days? I'm gonna show you the cards soon. What's popping for my dear pile number 3 these coming 7 to 10 days? Here. Yeah. What's happening for my dear pile number 3 the upcoming 7 to 10 days? What's popping for, there we go. Hey, how do you want to be? I felt it was upright. Okay, let's look at your cards, shall we? 5 of Wands. 5 is a card of challenge, a card of change, or a number of challenge. So C3 plus 2 here is also 5. So we're seeing the theme of a certain challenge appearing here. Interesting. We got the 7 of Swords. We got the Knight of Wands. No, the King of Wands, I'm sorry. And we got the 8 of Wands. So when I pulled those two cards out at first, I got like, oh shit, yeah, you're really being put against the wall by life, by the universe. It's kind of like you're being pushed, okay? You are being pushed. You're being like, yeah, you're being like cornered. Like you're being pushed into a corner to the point in which it's like you have no other choice than to choose yourself. And we got a lot of fire energy. I mean, with citrine and solar flares and with those fire energies. And then we got some air. So we see, yeah, that's making me think of like, you know, the air is kind of like fueling the fire for it to grow stronger until you pop, until you explode. Like you're being pushed to that corner so tightly, and it's kind of like there's gonna come a moment in which you're like, fuck this, no more. Like, no more. Nah, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. This is not for me. This is not how I want to live. This is not good for my health. I'm saying stop. I'm taking a stand because this is not what I want for myself. This is not where I want to be putting my energy. I actually want to put my energy and do things that I want to be doing, not what other people are asking me to do or other aspects of life. I'm not going to put extra hours on work. I'm not going to go out with friends that I don't actually feel connected to, or that I don't feel they're not giving me anything, and I'm constantly giving. My energy is depleted. I'm not gonna put my energy anymore in spaces where my energy is being depleted and I'm not getting anything back from that. Whether it's people, situation, events, whatever. But if I'm not getting any type of energy from that thing, I'm not doing it. If it's depleting my energy, I'm not doing it. So, well, you know, the pressure is going to build, and that's going to, you know, it's not going to feel good. Let me be truthful. It's not going to be good. Anytime we're being pressured, pushed against the wall, and it's kind of like a buildup happening, it's not going to feel good. But it's kind of like you need it. You need to be pushed against the wall so that you can pop and finally be like, I've had enough of it. So it's kind of like you're going to have that moment of breakthrough, like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm not having it. I'm not doing this anymore. And you see the popping energy in both of these cards? Bah, bah. And this, you being pushed. You holding yourself back from doing what you know you need to do for yourself, but you being pushed. That's what's going on with you, pile number 3. What else do we see here? I want to pull some more cards for you because that's the information I'm getting from you right now. What's popping for pile? Was that what we were saying in the beginning? Like, what's popping for? Did I say that even with the other piles, or did I just say that with you? Because there's something popping for you, like the pop. We're hearing that the pop is happening for you in these upcoming 7 to 10 days. And I'm even getting like on day 8 from the day you watch this video, maybe that's the time when, you know, like the build up, the pressure is enough, you know. Can we get more information on what's happening for pile number 3, the upcoming 7 to 10 days? Can we get more information on what's happening for my pile number 3? as I pulled, oh, let's look at the cards. But as I was pulling these cards, we got the 10 of Cups in reverse. I just kind of heard, especially with this card, I heard again, taking a stand, taking a stand. Strength card. And we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse, again with that fire energy. I'm just seeing these two cards, and I want to look at them for a second. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I'm getting this sense of like, once you've popped, you're going to turn your attention to you. See? With this being in reverse and this one being in reverse too, 10 of Emotions, your cup is, you're looking at ways in which you can start taking care of yourself. Like, what are things that actually do give you energy? What are things that actually fill your cup up? What are things that make you feel alive? What are things that make you feel excited to be alive? Those are the things that you're gonna be looking into as you pop. You're gonna like start, instead of just continuing on like having this energy outwards on how you can give your energy to things and people, or what things and what people to give your energy to, it's gonna be more like, what energy, or like, how can I give to myself? And what can I give to myself? And what do I want for myself? So it's kind of like you're coming to a state of more peace with yourself. You're starting to think about your own well-being more, your own energy levels, of what's actually healthy for you. I find it interesting that we got this cat here, and then we got another cat animal here, and then we got, you know, the pyramids here, and then we got the pyramids there. Yeah. So remember we spoke about discernment of your energy, and so it's kind of like you're starting to develop that discernment. You're starting to strengthen that discernment. You're starting to tame that lion that you felt was untamable. You're starting to become friends with yourself. You're starting to become friends with yourself. You're starting to build a solid foundation with yourself, with your own well-being, with your own body, so that you can grow to become, you know, this strong lion that can just fucking roar. Boundaries, like, you're strengthening your sense of self through this process so that you can have those solid boundaries in the future, because solid boundaries is actually what helps us preserve our own energy. Boundaries, amazing for our energy. If we're leaking energy somewhere, it's like, okay, we need boundaries with ourselves, we need boundaries with these other people and whatever is going on here. So pile number 3, that's what I'm seeing that's going on for you these upcoming days, 7 to 10 days. Whew. Take a couple deep breaths, tune into your own body and ask yourself, what do I need right now? And then go ahead and give yourself that. Start with that. That's your first step today. And that's going to help you on the way to discerning what your energy is available for. Okay, my dear pile number 3, if anything in this message resonated with you, please leave a comment below. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I don't know. That shit just came out of my mouth. Either way, have a good week. I'm wishing you the best. Mwah.